Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN 2633. It is a 2018, which is the lowest production year, Caviar, paint code 223, which is the black metallic, with LA30 interior, which is the red interior with a standard carbon fiber trim. It is for sale. It's actually for auction in a dealer auction in Hawaii, but it is not a Hawaii market car. It is a US 49 market car, originally from California, and it's been in Hawaii since about 2022. Now this car has just 21,000 miles from new. So very low mile car, low production year, and it just ran through a dealer auction in Hawaii, and it had a high bid of $54,000 on reserve or on approval. So that it still may result in a sale, but it did not meet the original reserve at $54,000. This car was in California 2018, 2022, and then Hawaii 2022 to now in 2025. Production statistics on this car: 447 cars out of the 2,348 US 49 cars were Caviar. Of those 447, 201 had LA30 interior. So one of 201 of all years, but specific to 2018, only 24 cars out of the 169 were Caviar. Out of those 24, only 13 were LA30. So this car is one of 13 cars. Definitely on the rare side. You're not going to see a lot of 2018s pop up, but a 2018 Caviar with red interior, only 13 actually exist for the US 49 market. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. So Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, 1-accident car. The accident was in October of 2018 when the car was still in California, and it shows as moderate damage the entire left side of the car. So this car was basically brand new at the time. So a $90,000+ car, you'd have to do a whole lot of damage to total it at that point. And so it looks like this was probably a pretty severe accident. Epic VIN shows us as a 2-owner, no accident car. AutoCheck shows it as a 2-owner, no accident car. So Carfax is the only one that caught that accident, and it looks like it's a pretty significant accident. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale in December of 2017 in California for $89,000. And again, the accident was in October of 2018, so not quite a year later. September of 22, $80,000, so it's only lost $9,000 in 5 years. In Hawaii with 16,500 miles, and it still has aftermarket wheels. Aftermarket wheels were put on this car when it was brand new, and it's in the service history that they did that. They're called Grand Prix, G-R-A-N-D, Grand Prix wheels. So this car was then for sale earlier in 2025 or late 2024. I didn't grab a timestamp when I took a screenshot of it, but it was late 24, early 25, $61,000 with 20,000 miles, and it had OEM wheels on it. So obviously whoever owned this car, they purchased OEM wheels because it didn't come with them. And it also had a full Tom's body kit, carbon fiber body kit, so very expensive body kit. Here it is in middle of 2025 of September, and it came up at auction. $54,000 is what on approval with 21,000 miles. It has different wheels yet again. The Tom's body kit is gone, and there's some other issues, and I'll get to that here in a second. Speaking of the pictures, let's dive into it. So it originally had OEM wheels, and the dealer installed aftermarket wheels. And then it went back to original equipment wheels, and now it has a different set of, looks like very wrong offset aftermarket wheels. If you look at the rear wheels on this, they're very sunk in. It doesn't look right. This car definitely, I'm a fan of OEM wheels, but these don't fit right. That's flag number one. The Tom's Aero kit's gone. It has very bad carbon fiber delamination. And if you look at the driver's side front door carbon fiber trim, they've actually covered it up with a piece of vinyl, but it's peeling on the passenger side dash, it's peeling around the center console. Just the carbon fiber, you're going to be on the hook for many thousands of dollars unless you want to send it off to like SMA Fabrication, not a sponsor, to go get something like that repaired. The biggest red flag on this car is the driver's side rear quarter panel. You can see sanding scratches still in that corner. So either it was poorly repaired, or it wasn't repaired at a reputable body shop, or maybe it has damage yet again from when the original accident happened in 2018. But there's something going on that quarter panel, and it's definitely doesn't look right. It's very orange peely. You see the sanding scratches in it, which means it's in either the body filler underneath or whatever else is going on there. There's something going on that corner. The trunk gaps. If you look at one side, it's even. You look at the other side and it looks raised. And I don't think that the trunk is popped in that photo. I think it just, the alignment is that poor. All kinds of red flags for that, especially if you're gonna spend $60,000 on this car, which you would be nuts to with something like that. But that brings us to the price. This car getting $54,000, that's solid money. You know, especially considering the history and all the carbon fiber issues, the wheels fit terribly. There's a lot of issues with this car at that price. $54,000, I would have taken that and run with it. But I think that the original asking price, $61,000, if it didn't have the carbon fiber issues then, with OEM wheels and with the Tom's kit, that was probably pretty fair. But where it's at now, it's definitely kind of gone downhill in condition. But the original photos, when it was for sale either in late 24, early 25, conveniently didn't have any pictures of that driver's side rear quarter. And I think the seller knew that. I think where it landed at $54,000, you know, that's far above what I would expect to get for a car that has this many issues. You're gonna have to put several $1,000s into it, and you're gonna be in it well beyond $60,000 just to get it to where it needs to be presentable. The service history. The last service history on this car is in 2018, and there's an oil change on the Carfax in 2022, but that's it. So there's no other service history. The Lexus dealer in Hawaii, they report to a different system than the US uses, than the rest of the US uses. So that will still show up on Carfax most of the time, but this car has a big question mark on service history. Basically, 2018. So you're talking about the last 7-8 years, other than in one oil change. And yes, it has low mileage, but there's still other things that need to be done and addressed. Nothing. No brakes, no tires, no nothing. That's another red flag. I would call it well dealer serviced while it was in California. It's the first thing of note in January of 2018. With 10 miles, they added the 20-inch aftermarket Grand Prix wheels. Never heard of Grand Prix wheels. You know, I know a lot of the Japanese wheels. That's definitely not a Japanese wheel, but I don't know. Something there. 2 months later, March of 2018, the JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pump. So good to see that's done. High pressure fuel pumps, plural. There's 2 of them. 3 months later, in June of 2018, they reported a loose door lock cable. So like you try to pull the door open and it would, or the door latch to open the door, it wouldn't open. And it was just a loose cable. And the last service done in October of 2018 at 10,000 miles was the 10,000 mile service and repaired a leaking tire, a nail in a tire, something like that. So basically the last 7 or 8 years and 10, 11, 12,000 miles, nothing has been done on this car unless it's been done DIY. So between that, the accident, the poor body work, the poor fitment, the wrong fitment of the wheels, previously installed mods now gone, the delaminating carbon fiber, some of it's being covered up. There's a lot of red flags on this car. So if it were me, I would run away from it. You know, if you're insistent on it, I'm sure because it's sold at a dealer auction, or I'm assuming it's going to sell, you're gonna probably see it for sale here pretty soon. So I wanted to beat everybody to the punch, so you have the information on this car when you see it. But 2633, US 49 car in Hawaii. It may pop up somewhere in the States if a dealer got it, but we'll see. But I think at $54,000, that is all the money for this car. So thanks again for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.